the best.
If you are thinking about having a kid and you are worried about all of the impacts that they're gonna have on your life, this is the right video for you, because I want to tell you about all of the concerns that I had pre-kid and what they actually turned out to be like once my daughter arrived, because I don't feel like I really knew what to expect. Also, I'm Nikki. I am a working mom of only one right now, hoping to have more kids in the future, but not quite yet. I talk about investing in yourself, specifically investing in your finances, your career, and in your family life to build a life that you love. So let's talk about my biggest baby concerns. The first one is gonna sound really silly. It's that they're really freaking sticky. Like, has anyone else noticed this about kids, especially ones that are not yours? Like, they are sticky all the time and they're gross and they have like snot and stuff running down their face all the time. And I don't get it. I don't get why they're always sticky. Or at least that was my perception pre-kid. Now, I will say, we got really lucky with Nora because for some reason, she never puts anything in her mouth. Like, to the point where it was a problem to get her to feed herself until she was like a year old because she just wouldn't put things in her mouth. I've definitely had friends that are like,
I don't know what you do with your time because all I do is like take choking hazards out of my child's hands.
So this may be kind of a special one just for us, but I will say, I don't think that the stickiness is as gross when it's your own kid. Same with like their boogers and stuff. Like, I don't know what it is about when I pull like a giant, gross, disgusting booger out of her nose. It's like weirdly satisfying. My husband feels the same way and he gets really grossed out easily. So I don't know, maybe we're just weirdos, but it just is generally less gross when it's your own kid. I think because you're so used to their mess that, you know, it just becomes part of your mess. So the next one is diapers. Diapers from the outside looking in are gross, right? And surprisingly, they weren't that bad. So I think that naturally kids ease you into the whole diaper thing. Wow, the light just changed a lot, so sorry about that. And now it's coming back. Oh. I had never changed a diaper before we were in the hospital after Nora was born. And the first poop that they have is like really dark and gross and will like stain everything. You might have to like throw stuff away afterwards. I don't even know. That's what they tell you pre-kid anyway. After that first poop, they're like really not that bad. They smell, but they don't smell super bad until they start solids. Now, most people will start feeding their kids solids around the 6-month mark. And because you start solids kind of slowly and then ease them into more things, their poops will get progressively more disgusting, but now you will have been trained to like slowly handle the disgusting smell that is going to assault your senses. Like the whole stickiness thing, I think this is one of those things that just isn't as bad when it's your kid. It's kind of like, I'm gonna get a little gross for a second, but when you're in the bathroom with like your own stank, you can kind of handle it. But if you walk into the bathroom after someone else has like dropped a big deuce, then you gag and it's gross. It's not gonna smell as bad to you as another kid's poopy diaper. Like, those are always worse to me. Another concern I had is that I had never held a baby. And when I say I never held a baby, like I literally, until they had put Nora in my arms, I don't think I had held one. I had been around toddlers and stuff, but I was totally and utterly clueless. Like, I had no idea how to comfort one, how to hold one, how to feed one, how to burp one, how to do anything. The staff at the hospital is going to walk you through literally anything that you need. Like, if you call them at 3 a.m. to help you with a diaper change, they're gonna help you with the diaper change. And ask them 100 million questions. That's what they're there for. They're very sweet about it too. And also, family and friends are gonna give you advice. And some of it may be unsolicited, but a lot of it I've found to actually be very helpful. I also tried to observe a lot what they would do with Nora if something worked well. So a good friend of mine who's held a lot of babies in her life, she hung out for a few hours at my house one day. Nora was fussy and she just walked around rocking her a certain way and Nora just like instantly passed out or chilled. And she did that for probably like a solid 40 minutes. And I was like, I have to figure out how to replicate that. And sure enough, I did that for months until she just, changed her mind and liked something different, which is a thing that babies do. But until then, it worked magically. And I would never have thought to do it exactly that way if my friend had not come over and done that. Also, Just like you are a unique person, your baby is unique too. And you are going to learn their personality because you're around them 24/7. So as an example, Nora is that kid that can rally until 10 p.m. with us if we're out, if we really need her to. My nephew, if it gets past 7 p.m. and he is not, rapidly approaching his bed, he will lose his freaking mind. And there is nothing wrong with that. They're just very different children. He doesn't handle being tired very well, but Nora does. Nora has a lot of other things she doesn't handle as well. So, trade-offs. My point here is that you're not gonna know your kid when they first come out. You're not gonna know how to comfort them right away. You're not gonna know what they like and what they dislike. But you will be able to learn it, and it's a lot less difficult to learn it than you probably think. It's just a lot of trial and error and seeing what they like. Also, if you're finding this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps my videos reach more people. Their personality and habits are going to be shaped naturally by you. So the things that you do to comfort them that kind of bring you joy in those early months might be some of the things that they just grow up thinking are very comfortable. So like if you sing them to sleep every night, they're probably gonna associate you singing with, something that comforts them. And that's really sweet. Also, like we've been taking Nora to restaurants since she was like a couple weeks old. And she's really good with us at restaurants. Building those habits of like the things that you enjoy, making it a part of their day-to-day is also really helpful for you to be able to maintain the things that you like to do. And that brings me to another point, which is being worried about not having time for yourself and the things that you enjoy. You're going to have a little bit more time than you might expect out the gate once your baby sleeps through the night. It's a little hard when they're in that phase where they don't have a solid bedtime routine and they're not sleeping through the night and you're sleep deprived and you don't have a schedule and it's a mess. These days, we usually put her down between 8 and 9, but it used to be between 7 and 8. And then she'd sleep for like 12 hours-ish, just through the night. And then you realize like, I have, after they go to bed, until I want to go to bed, to just like chill and do my own thing. So that's when I personally work out. I tend to cook our dinners after she goes to bed just because it's easier than doing it in the middle of all the chaos. It's also helped by the fact that Nora's a good sleeper, for sure. The other thing too is you can build in extra time for yourself by, if your kid's personality allows it, because every kid is different, by not going in to get them right away when they wake up. I don't know why I don't think that all people do this. They rush in when they hear their kid like awake or crying or whatever. If Nora is awake and she's not like screaming in the morning, we usually leave her for like 20 minutes. Sometimes she crashes again, which is awesome. So we've had her sleep till like 10 before and she's fine. Especially if she woke up in the middle of the night, she'll just crash again in the morning, which I do too. It's not bad for them to have some downtime to themselves where they can just like play, especially when they're old enough to have like a stuffed animal in the crib with them. And then you get some time in the morning to have a cup of coffee. Those little bits of extra time make a huge difference. We do the same thing with naps. If she wakes up and she's pretty chill, we'll just let her be sometimes for a little bit longer so we can get some stuff done around the house or film a YouTube video. So another thing I was worried about was that I don't think babies are that interesting. I've always said I'm not a baby person, and I stand by that after experiencing other people's kids after the magic of my own kids. It's just not the same. I don't know if you guys have learned this as you've gotten older, but I remember experiencing this especially while wedding planning. No one cares about your life as much as you do. And that's okay, because it's not their life. It's gonna be the same way with your baby. Like if you have a partner, they are probably gonna be as excited about every milestone as you are. And that might be it. But here's why no one cares as much as you do. They weren't there from the beginning. So when that kid came out and like barely knew how, like they know how to breathe and they kind of know how to eat and they definitely know how to cry and poop and pee. And that's about it. Like they can't even control their own arms. Like that's why you swaddle them. They have that reflux that just like throws their hands in the air. Like they know how to do absolutely nothing. So yes, when they learn how to smile at you or they learn how to make a cute cooing noise or grab something or, push themselves up when they're doing tummy time, it's a big deal because you know how far they've come. Some people are still gonna not be as excited as other people about their kids' milestones, and that might be you if you have this concern, but I do think that you're gonna be more excited about the things that your kid does than you may think right now if you also find babies kind of boring, because again, it's your kid. So the last concern I just never had that whole womb on fire thing. You know, that like burning desire to have children that people talk about? Like, I knew that I wanted to have kids. I had just always been around older kids, so like the baby urge specifically was never present for me at all. At some point, I just realized that I was probably never gonna feel ready. I needed to look at my circumstances and say, could I get excited about having a kid right now? Yes, because like we're financially pretty stable. We knew that we would have some help. My husband and I have a very solid relationship, things like that, where I knew that a big life change like that, I was gonna be able to welcome with open arms, even if I truly wasn't ready for it. The other thing is, we adopted our cats when we were thoroughly unprepared to go home with pets. Like we basically impulse got them, and they are the best impulse decision that we ever made. So I knew that if we could make it work with the cats and have them be such a wonderful blessing to us, that a child was probably gonna be the same way. Now I will say that during my first trimester, I struggled with, I was never diagnosed, but I think some anxiety and some depression. I don't know what it is. It was very unlike me. I was really worried that we were making the wrong decision by having a kid. And I still can't really place exactly what it was. I really think a lot of it was just the raging hormones and stuff. But I was fully expecting to just take a really long time to fall into motherhood and feel like it was the right thing for us. I was really lucky in that I came out of that after second trimester, and while I had some mild baby blues after Nora was born, I definitely did not have like a postpartum depression period or anything like that. I'm not gonna pretend like you can prevent something like that. But yeah, I just want you to know that if you don't have that like womb on fire feeling, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be a bad parent. It doesn't mean that it's gonna take you a while to fall into motherhood. It might. But it doesn't mean that you're destined to like not be a good parent. I think now I'm a great parent. Becoming a mom is truly one of the best, most fulfilling, and truly fun things that I've ever done in my whole life. So if this was you too, please let me know in the comments, because it's always nice to know that you're not alone. And I really hope this helped. If it did, please like and subscribe, because it really helps my videos reach more people, and I will see you next time.